Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment. Bri Rivera,
That's right.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been trying to get you on this show for well over a year. You know this, right?
I did.
Because your schedule, I mean, you're performing all the time.
Yes,
And you
indeed.
do a lot of like weekday stuff, afternoon stuff, early evening stuff. I mean, you're a full-time professional musician here in Sarasota County.
Thankfully, yes.
So you happen to be available, just for the viewers to know, this is a Wednesday at 1 o'clock. This is very rare that the K Rock,
It made me wake up early.
yeah,
now.
the K Rock is actually doing a podcast that's other than his traditional Monday night.
Awesome. I appreciate you. I
So
appreciate
thanks
you.
for coming.
My pleasure.
Where are you currently performing? Where could people come see you right now?
I have a few steady gigs on Tuesdays. I'm Marina Jack, 5 to 9. I'm at Blase on Friday nights, 6 to 10. And I'm at O'Leary's every Saturday, except the first Saturday of the month that I've been at the Parrot for the last 7 years.
So let's take those one at a time. So let's talk about Marina Jack.
Uh-huh.
Marina Jack, for those who don't know, is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
The food is delicious. And you can sit out there and you can see the boats coming and going. And there's some massive, like Donald Trump kind of boats.
There is some
like,
big
like
boats.
Jeff Bezos boats that are sitting there, right? Like helicopters on them and stuff.
Yeah.
How long have you been performing at Marina Jack?
So Marina Jack had reached out to me just before COVID happened. And I was so excited. And they gave me a date. My first time playing there was supposed to be on April 18th. But everything shut down in March. So I was like, I missed my opportunity. They're never going to call me back. You know, we went into this pandemic. And then right away, when everything opened up, they reached out. So now I've been there for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Now, is it always as a solo or is it a duo?
It started as a duo and it started on Friday nights. And it went over really well. And then I remember the chef had told management, like, this girl is bringing people to eat and drink and hang out. She needs to play here 2 days a week. So they offered me the Tuesday. So I started doing Tuesday 5 to 9, and then they hired my band to do the Fridays. So for like 5 years, I did
Tuesday
that.
you're solo.
Duo.
Duo.
With Randy, with my bass player.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then full band.
On Fridays.
On Fridays.
No longer. I did that all up to the end of 2025.
Did you ever have a problem with noise and volume there? Because
Always.
I hate, when jacked up, when we play restaurants, you try your best to be quiet, but sometimes drums have a tendency to carry, or maybe the amp gets a little louder, and people are trying to dine. So we know we call them. We call them menu venues.
Fair.
That's the name we call them.
That's
and we realize that first hour especially, we have to play like really.
And you know what? I think that's the trick, is to gradually, give them that energy, because you can't just sit there and like blast them right away while they're going with the first shrimp, so yes, if you the people that accept those kind of gigs, they have to work with the room.
You're right.
You that's one thing that have helped me.
And that's what we learn. We learn that as musicians.
Yeah.
Tell us about your set list. I mean, is it a different set list every time? Do you even write a set list out, or you call them out as you go?
Yeah, I call them out as I go for the most part. I have like a pretty standard list of songs that we all work on or do. But I've heard it, people tell me like, this is a completely different show than you did at this place. And it's even beyond the set list. I'm a big into the energy of the room. So somebody comes to this venue that this one day happens to have a birthday and a bachelor party, and the energy was there and everything was great and the songs were perfect. But that doesn't mean that you're going to come see me again and now you're going to have that same experience. So that's something else that I have to learn with people, that every show of mine is different. You go to Tuesday Marina Jack, it's more Patsy Cline, and on a Friday night.
So it's safe to say that the first lesson here, let's say we develop some lessons from this podcast, is read the room.
Read the room.
Lesson number 1.
100%.
Okay, whether you're a duo or a full band.
We need to, I've come to understand also that there's sometimes you're going to find a venue where people are there for you and they're there to listen to you and to clap to you. And there's sometimes that people are not. They're there for them. They're having a business meeting. They're having dinner with family that they haven't seen in a long time. Especially Marina Jack is a kind of place that is like a landmark. Like somebody comes to town, you take them to Marina Jack. It's just one of those things.
It's a landmark
So
place.
they're not there for you, and it's not to hurt your ego. But now us as musicians, it's like, how dare you? I just sang my heart out, But
Right.
it's okay. At the end of the night, if they didn't tip, more than likely they're gonna tip you if they didn't clap.
Well, it's interesting you bring this up because Jacked Up plays in a lot of venues, but we play at different venues. For an example, Marina Jack, it's probably an honor and a privilege to play there. It's a very nice place. And like you said, there's a lot of different types of people, and there's a good money crowd in there.
Mhm.
But when we play Clancy's or Woody's, those places are specifically designed for people to go there and hear rock bands.
Yep.
And clear the tables and have a big dance floor.
Yep.
So I think people go there with the expectation that, hey, we're there, we're gonna rock.
It's gonna.
Whereas like you said, somebody might be hammering out a business deal sitting in Marina Jack's and the music just is background
and you're
music,
you're trying to rock on. It gets tough. And I've had other musician friends that tell me, I don't know how you play at Marina Jack. It can't be loud. And there's like, because it's not the place to be loud. You know what? In fact, on Tuesdays, me and Randy play new songs. We mess up. We chat with the crowd. We let
Tell our
them
viewers
know.
who Randy is.
Randy Bordon has been my bass player for the last 13 years. He came here from Havana, Cuba, study upright bass at the Conservatory of Music in Havana.
So when you're doing your duo, is he playing the upright?
He's playing the upright.
And are you playing acoustic or electric?
Acoustic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a Taylor kind of girl. Yeah.
And what would you say that genre, all the genres, like what are you playing in that group? Are you doing country? Are you doing pop? I mean, like what's really the forte?
That is a tough question because I play such a variety of songs that I think that more than the musicality, one of our biggest compliments is the song selection. Like you can play, like I said, I can play a Patsy Cline, a Carlos Santana, a Maroon 5. I can play an Adele, right? And keep it mellow. Al Green, do something like that. But then I also have some like Miranda Lambert or some of these girls, and it's just reading the room. I try to play with if the people are there. If there's kids there, those are tough. I always say I have two biggest fears in life: kids and drunk people. They're the most honest people you're gonna meet.
Yeah,
and they're a tough crowd.
To piggyback on that, we learned Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, people love that song.
There's certain venues when we play that, people go crazy over that song. And I think I saw the video once, and I was like, wow. But Sarah knows, she knows the room. But to get back to your point, so you probably pride yourself then in a wide variety of different types of songs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know enough songs. How many songs would you say you know off the top of your head?
I know a bunch.
200?
More. Yeah. We have probably like a steep 400 or more songs.
That's incredible.
And here's the thing, I also know a lot of Spanish music, and we have a huge Spanish following. So when I play places like O'Leary's has a huge Latino following already. So when we started playing there, I was like, wow, this is really, because this year I focused on mixing my 20 years of knowing the blues and the rock and all this Melissa Etheridge and Bonnie Raitt. Like, I love all that stuff, and I've done it for a long time. And now I have a percussionist instead of a drummer. And this guy brings a whole nother layer of, we've been able to put a salsa into like a Let's Stay Together by Al Green. And we're like, what just happened? Like, this was great. And I feel that I finally found where I want to go.
But do you think that you built that audience? Like, are they coming because of you, or were they already there?
They were already there. And that's why the switch happened as well from Marina Jack to O'Leary's, because I'm growing within musically. Like, I just decided, like, what am I doing different? I started thinking. I've been doing this since 2012 here in Sarasota. From charities to open mics to finally getting solos, then with Randy. Then I've gone through certain drummers. Now finally Thorson Moore, who's an amazing lead guitar player in town, he's playing with me almost full time. And he's also really vested in these Latin rhythms that I want to put into all these Stevie Nicks, Nora Jones, man. We're taking all these great classics and we're putting this bachata, merengue, salsa kind of rhythms to it, because everybody's doing the rock and the blues, and you have a style. Everybody brings something different to the table. You have your party band, you have your rock band, and I want a Latin band. But brilliant. I also want to do it in English because I want my followers to understand the rhythm and language are
Sure.
they
Let's talk
work.
about your Spanish music. Are you playing today's popular Spanish music? Are you playing the classic Spanish songs?
Classics.
So the classic Spanish songs that perhaps a lot of American listeners may not know of,
Or no,
but they're
because they're
on
old.
Spanish radio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the biggest songs that the American audience loves is Bésame Mucho, which Andrea Bocelli did a cover of that song back in 2016. And music, it's its own thing. You can sing in Chinese, and if you have the feeling in there, you're gonna like it. It's
No
like
doubt.
another instrument,
No
It's
doubt.
just
Music's the great, equalizer, man. It brings people together, man. I
oof,
mean, in the
great
green
word.
room before the show, we were talking about how sometimes politics and religion divides people. But the one common denominator, I think, of bringing people together, and thank God for this, right, is music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you're entertaining a lot of people by playing a lot of different styles, a lot of different genres.
Yeah, and I especially this year since I went really heavy on the Latin stuff. But I'll play some Santana. Santana has all those rhythms too, and people are familiar with these conga sounds. Allman Brothers had a lot of percussion in their music. Jimi Hendrix. I mean, all these guys. The congas and the percussion have been in our
Have you heard
rock
of
for a
Yaleo, the
long
band
time.
Yaleo? So Phoenix Gonzalez of Phoenix 5, they have
Okay.
a side project called Yaleo, and her
Okay.
husband is Joe Pasquale, and he does his Carlos Santana thing. And
Okay.
they actually go out and tour as a Santana experience, not even a tribute. It's a
Oh,
Santana
my
experience.
Thorson went to see them.
Yeah, they're really fucking freaking good. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I cursed on my own show, and they were both here. They were both sitting here, and they've been on my show now twice, I think.
Nice.
And they're so freaking good that they're bringing Santana back.
Oh.
And it's like I love Santana,
Yeah.
and they're doing it like the old stuff, the new stuff, right? And they got like 7 or 8 performers on stage, and they got the double drums with the percussions.
There's just something about percussion, and I'm I feel like me and my band have grown so much this last couple of years. And I have to say a huge shout out to Brian Bird and Damon Owens and Andrew Glasgow, these guys from Cascanel. They've been at
Yeah,
Cascanel
they're
Fridays and
fantastic, yeah.
Saturdays. They're
Did you
ridiculous.
see him past Saturday at Encore Live?
Oh, they were
Bird
playing
Tribe.
the Bird Tribe.
So me and
Yes.
Larry, my guitar player, Larry Kirby, we went and saw him because Brian's friends of ours, and he jams with us. In fact,
Yeah.
he's going to play with us Saturday at Twisted Fork.
Right on.
So whenever we get a chance to have him sit in with us, we take it. The seafood festivals,
Yes.
anything like that.
He's just an amazing person too.
He's a great guy.
He's light. Yeah.
And his playing is outrageous. And he might be the best pedal guy, the steel pedal guy in the state of Florida, maybe even in the country.
He's
I don't know.
The first time we met, so a funny story. Thorson was actually out. I never knew who Thorson was. He was sick, and the drummer, Damon, his girlfriend at the time, this was a few years ago, she worked with mine. And they were crazy because now they needed a 4th person. They couldn't find somebody to replace Thorson for the time he was going to be out. And she says, my friend, I think she sings around town. And they gave them my name. So they reached out. I went. I met them at the parking lot at Blase on a Thursday night when Blase used to have the tent out in the parking. Those were the days. And I remember shaking their hands, and there's Brian sitting with his little thing there. And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. And I just started calling out songs and whatever chords they were in. And I had a fantastic time. Like, my face hurt at the end of the night from smiling so much. Like,
Isn't that great?
I had a great
You know what's
time.
funny? There's certain pillars in the musical community here. I think you're one of them. I
Thank
think
you.
Brian is one of them. I think Twinkle's one of them. There's certain people here that have put their stamp, whether it's their vibe, their sound, whatever it is, man. And, that's why I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank
in
you.
fact, I'm going to give you a present.
Yes.
So we're going to listen in a few minutes. We're going to debut the Jacked Up original song.
Right on.
It's called "I Love Sarasota," and I'm glad you're here. You're going to be here. You're going to hear it for the first time.
I love that.
So that's cool. So we got a bunch of shirts made up to support that new release.
I love that.
So this is your traditional Jacked Up shirt,
Okay.
and on the back, "I Love Sarasota."
I love that.
So this is for you. It's a gift.
I got you a gift too.
Oh, come on.
But everybody knows that Bri likes a little Jack Honey. I call it my singing juice.
Well, it does work for your voice.
It
There's
works
no doubt.
miracles.
Because people say take honey, and if you're going to take honey, you might as well have a little Jack with it. Am I right?
You're right.
But so thank you for this because I'm a
Thank
big.
you.
Everybody knows that K Rock's a big Jack Daniels guy. And I don't have any honey at my home bar.
Oh,
So
there you go.
This is going to be great for my
It's
home bar.
so
and
good.
I'll sip on it. Did you ever try the cinnamon?
I'm no, not a fan because Fireball was a bad experience.
Okay.
So I stay away from the
it's,
cinnamon.
it's a lot of sugar, but it's great with vanilla ice cream, like a little dessert. But this is
Ooh.
fantastic.
Right on. Well,
So thank you for that.
right on.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to play the song, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Are you
let's
excited
do
to hear
it.
it?
I'm excited to hear it. Yeah, and I love Sarasota too. Sarasota's been a great town for me.
So to give you a little background on the song. So this is my first time writing a song, and this is my first time going into a studio and recording, and then going bananas because you keep wanting to change it and you keep wanting to change it. So I would spend sleepless nights thinking we got to go redo the drums. We got to go do this. Meanwhile, my buddies are saying, no, it's fine, dude. And I'm working with Bob Frank at Bass Sound,
Okay.
he's a pro. So we finally get it the way we want it, only to find out that there was still a glitch, right? Because we had it mastered. So then we had to get it back. So we had them fix it. Then we had it remastered. So now it's the finished product.
Right on.
And I do like it very much, and I think it's got a lot of potential. So anyway, I think I got lucky. I think it's safe to say I got lucky on this first go around doing this.
And who's on the song?
So Jacked Up is myself on bass.
Mhm.
Jared Johnson, you may know.
Oh
on
yes,
drums.
love Jerry.
Great
He's played for me. He's
Great
playing with me
drummer.
4th of July.
Great drummer.
Yeah,
A great guy too, and real pro. you know?
amazing guy.
And the cool thing about Jared is that he not only does he know music, I mean, he can tell when anybody's off slightly, like, tuning wise,
Mhm.
but he also knows engineering and sound and production. So he's the full package.
He knows how to read the room as a drummer, and that's hard to find.
Sarah Santiago, who I'm crazy about,
Yeah,
my lead
she's
singer.
amazing.
She's been with us a year now.
Right on.
She's fantastic. She could do a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. I've heard her.
Yeah. And then, I'm blessed. You know why, man? Well, let me finish. Then there's Larry Kirby on guitar, who's been
Right
with me
on.
since day one.
Yep.
And then Larry Edoff on the piano, who's just the newest guy in the band. He's keyboards. He came out of Philly, and he had Grammy-nominated songs that he had written in the past. So
Okay.
he's a composer and arranger. He's one of those guys.
Right on.
We're trying to make him a rocker, because he's really not a rocker, but he's.
He'll get there.
So, what was your question you said to ask me before that? You said who was on it. Then you
Yeah.
said
Who was on the record? Yeah.
So that's who's on the record, and here it is.
Get up, turn it louder. Sun on my skin, sand in my shoes, laugh in my chest, nothing to lose. T-shirt stuck to my back from the heat, spinning in circles in the middle of the street. I love Sarasota, shout it out loud, jump up, get up, dance with the crowd, hands up, higher, don't touch the ground. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. I love Sarasota, can't sit still, jump up, get up, move how you feel, spin that body round and around. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. Palm trees swaying like they're in the band. Friends all laughing, grabbing my hand. Salt in the air and the beat in my chest. Heart keeps racing, never needs rest. I love Sarasota, shout it out loud. Jump up, get up, dance with the crowd. Hands up, higher, don't touch the ground. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. I love Sarasota, can't sit still. Jump up, get up, move how you feel, spin that body round and around. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. Shake this town. Shout it out loud, jump up, get up, dance with the crowd, hands up, higher, don't touch the ground. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. I love Sarasota, can't sit still, jump up, get up, move how you feel, spin that body round and around. Sarasota, Sarasota, shake this town. Shake this
That's great. That's great. That's a great concept too. That's a great concept. And it sounds like Sarasota. That's great.
One of the thank you.
Absolutely.
So the lyrics, palm trees waving like they're in the band.
Yeah.
You know, salt in the air. You know, because
The shirt stuck to your back because of the heat.
Yeah, well, let's face it. You
That's
know,
great.
It's hot here.
It's great.
But what I did was I wrote down ideas of what reminds me of Sarasota. So now we're making the video. So now the video is going to be fun because I met with my guy and I said, make sure you have this, this, this. I made a checklist. So we're going to do drone footage. We're going to have like the statue, Marina Jack.
Right on.
All the things that make up Sarasota is going to be in the video. And then the next video is going to be us like a performing band video. But the first one's just going to be like stock footage and B-roll and stuff like that. Just so people can get a visualization when they hear it about how great Sarasota
John
is.
Ringling Bridge.
But you know, we're not allowed to use the Ringling Museum and the Kadizan. Like that's like forbidden. We're not allowed. They don't like give out permission for that. And if you use it without their permission, you might get in trouble.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. But that's part of the town that we live in, you know. So what are you gonna do? We gotta work with what we got.
So being a cover band for so many years, this is kind of like our first venture into like original stuff.
Yeah.
And because I enjoyed the process so much, even though it was like kind of drove me a little nutty, we already have our second and third songs lined up.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. I honestly, I have original work. I have one single out that I released in 2024, but I wrote the song in 2013. But it's like you say, it was one of those things. It was never good enough. Never good enough. I always felt like it needed something. And at some point, my bass player took control and said, Bri, it's been 10 years. You have to let the song go. This is what it is. Let's just release it, you know.
Well, you know, I give a lot of credit to people that can write songs like really easy, like the Stones, you know, and the Beatles, like back in those days. You know, Keith Richards tells stories about how he dreamed about songs and he would wake up and the universe would just speak to him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's very difficult to write songs, man. You know, and it's easy to use the 1-4-5, you know, and I start in the key of F for that, you know, and like there's certain things that I do. I mean, now I'm writing for her. I'm writing for Sarah, so I don't necessarily write for my voice. But,
I see. So the key, and she plays piano too, right? Clarinet. She plays
the flute.
The flute.
And it's funny because we've only rehearsed with her on the flute, but we're going to start using her. We're going to start bringing the flute out.
I have at the end of our shows, or it depends if somebody asks for some Santana or something. We do a few Santana songs, but we do Evil Ways, and we mix it with Oye Como Va. And of course, with Thorson on the guitar, it's ridiculous because he's freaking fantastic. So when we break into the Oye Como Va song, I'd say, you know, I introduce the band. I say, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but I play the flute, and I know he's been playing the guitar all night, so I'm going to play a little flute for you guys. And I'll turn to my drummer, my percussionist, he'll give me a stick, like a drumstick. And I just whistle with the drumstick. The people in the back can see it's a drumstick.
They probably love it. Hey, do you think that Thorson might be one of the best guitar players in all of the Suncoast?
If he's not, he's definitely up there, man.
It's hard to make a list because there's so many good players.
Oof.
And on doing this show for 2 years, I've had a lot of good guys sitting in that chair. You know, so it's hard to say who's.
So I think that for me, and I have to be careful, but if you have the same skill level, you know, it's hard to choose who's the best because it's really about a style and
a vibe.
But that's what it comes down to. Like, are you very good, but you're going to show up to my gig drunk and then you're not going to know, or you're going to be late and there's going to be a problem, then I don't care how good you are. But if you're good and you can remember that you have to respect the stage and the space, that the venue knows that you can play. The venue knows I can sing. They're not paying us for that. They're paying us to entertain, to put on a good show. You know, you can't show up not showered and late and or play like you don't want to be there, because then you're not going to work for Bri. That's 100% my
Well,
take
I agree
on
with
that.
that 100%.
So
And,
I think that it comes down to that. There's a lot of great guitar players, but what do you do with that?
your mindset is different now because you're not just a musician and performer, you're actually a band leader. So now you got a lot more on your plate.
I guess.
There's a lot more to worry about.
Yeah.
But to your earlier point, I surround myself. I'm just a very average bass player, but I surround myself with very good musicians, and as a result, my bass
It makes
playing
us
has gotten
better.
better.
100%.
I mean, with Jared, I'm very good about timing and locking in with him, and he's made me a better bass player. And the one thing about Jared that I incorporate now is when you decide to do a fill, it's not a risk as much as it's an educated risk, I would say, in the sense that, okay, I'm going to try something right now. Like I'll see him do a fill that he normally doesn't do, and most of the time he nails it. Occasionally he'll be like, all right, maybe that wasn't the best choice. But he takes educated risks. And I tell musicians in the rhythm section too, maybe it's a little easier to do that, is to take educated risks, especially if you're playing the same song every night for like several years even,
Yeah.
I tried to say, all right, you know what? Let me play this on this part of the neck, or let me maybe hit some octaves and, try some of these scales on. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that part of my evolution as a bass player now is starting to utilize my entire fretboard, right?
Fair.
As a bass player, you usually hear, right? And starting to come down and starting to like figure out where in a song I can do things without hurting the integrity of the song, right? Because
That's important.
I'm not like a lead bass player.
Fair.
But with Jared's drumming, he's very good at keeping the beat.
He makes you stay in that pocket.
But he'll never change that bass drum will never stop. But he'll do some fills and he'll come back to it. Like we give him a solo in one of these country songs we do. Oh God, it's all jacked up. That's the name of the song, Gretchen Wilson, and he kills it, man. He kills it. He and then there's a ZZ Top. We do Sharp Dressed Man, and they trade off. So guitar solo, keyboard solo, drum solo, and we do this. They each go like 8 measures.
Nice. Yeah. That's important too. The band, you have to make them feel a part. The lead. It's a team.
Do you call out your guys and say, give them the wink, go do a lead, like during the song?
Oh yeah,
you look at Thorson, and then he knows to just go.
And it's funny, and we speak to Thorson in Spanish all the time too, because my bass player is Cuban and my percussionist is Cuban. I'm Puerto Rican, so we're always Dale Thorson. Okay. We're always telling him something. He knows exactly what we're saying. That's what I mean. Like it's about the vibe, and he's done so well studying some of those Spanish sounds and things like that, which parallel to what you're saying, which these guys make us better. I play since I'm gonna be 40 in August, and can we edit that? But I've been playing since I'm 9 years old, and I thought I know. You think you know everything, or this is it, or this is, I know enough, or this is going to get me by. And then I go work with these guys, Brian Bird and Andrew and them, and they're over there calling numbers. And I was like, okay, when was the math class? Because I was not there. And
I know, right?
And that made
forget about that. There's also numbers
that made
involved,
me
right?
want to do better, And I went home, and I remember telling my girlfriend, oh my God, I don't want to be embarrassed. These guys think that I'm probably a great guitar player. And you have to tell me the letters, buddy. I'm Bri Rivera, the musician, they say, huh? I do music beyond just playing an instrument, do music to entertain, sing, play the guitar, give me press sticks, I'll beat on some drums, whatever it takes to create that kind of fun environment for music to happen. That's me. If you come to see us play, you're not gonna leave the same person. You're just gonna come and see us again. We guarantee you the best experience, the best musical experience. We're gonna play probably all your favorite songs, and you don't even know it.
Well, this is great segue to tell us about, when you started music. Tell us about, your first instrument. Tell us about, what records you were listening to. Let's go back in time.
Let's go back in time. Well, that was back in Puerto Rico. I come from a musical family on my dad's side of the family. My great-grandfather and my grandfather were luthiers, so they were always wood and chippings, and I always wanted to be in the shop with them, just the smell of the fresh shaved wood, and there was always guitars, and there's an instrument called cuatro. It's a double stringed instrument, and it gets played a lot like the Cuban tres, because it's a double string. It's almost like a mandolin wannabe. And that was my first instrument. It's very typical of Puerto Rico. It's most popular for its Christmas kind of sound. Like
Do you
a
still
Christmas.
have one?
Oh yeah, I have one that my grandfather made.
You incorporate it in some of your shows?
I don't. We've talked about it, but that was my instrument. You know, you ever heard this typical person that says, "Oh, I studied the violin when I was in the 3rd grade." It's one of those things. Like, I know enough, but all I know in that instrument are mostly of those folkloric songs, like typicals of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but now you have an obligation to bring the sounds of Puerto Rico to Sarasota.
Yes.
Like you put yourself in a hole now. It's like you have to do this now.
I am, and we've talked about
You're the
it.
ambassador.
We definitely have talked about it, and I love that. I love what Renecito Avich is doing with his tres, and he's doing Buena Vista Social Club, and he came from here, you know. He played in Sarasota for a long time, and he has taken that folkloric instrument from Cuba, and he's doing Broadway with it. Like, we saw him here, and now he's there. It's amazing. So, to your point, absolutely right. You have to bring your culture and that soul into it. So we have definitely talked about it. But once I started playing the guitar and I realized how much I liked singing and that I can sing and play the guitar at the same time, that's when it all kind of...
How would you describe both? First, we'll talk about your singing. Then how would you describe your playing? If you had to describe it to somebody, like maybe you're talking to somebody on the phone, you're like, "Yeah, come see me." They're like, "What do you sound like? Who do you sound like?"
Like my style.
Like
Well,
I would say, I tell people that Sarah sounds like Gretchen Wilson.
okay. So my take is, because I don't really know what I sound like. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't get the hype. You know? But when my fans or the people that come to see me or people that have never heard me before and they see me for the first time, they always tell me, Tracy Chapman, Melissa Etheridge, you're going to laugh at this, Indigo Girls, Brandy Carlisle, Katie Lang. Think about those girls.
Those are great company to me.
We have a one thing in common. And it's funny.
Yeah, no,
that there's a sound to it.
I understand.
And I think about that so many times. But it's true. At the end of the day, it's true. I do sound a lot like them. And that's kind of my style of music
Or
too.
some of their songs, anthems, some of their songs might be statement kind of songs like I Want to Come Over. Like, when I think of Melissa Etheridge, I mean, some
Come
of her
to my window.
we do that song.
Yeah.
And we also play with Julia Brown when
Yep.
Sarah's unavailable. Julia Brown fills in, who was one of our original singers. She is so freaking good. And she's gotten better and better with time. Like, remember she was like kind of shy when she first came on the scene? Now she's like a full-blown entertainer, high energy, just like hitting all the notes.
I met Julia. I used to host an open mic for 10 years at a little bar called the 210 Tavern on Fruitville. And that's where I met a lot of people, like the new people, when they start looking for open mics, they would land at the 210. So I met a lot of the new talent before they went out and started getting their own gigs. And Julia was one of them. She would come every Wednesday and she would, like you say, just get better and better. And I've called Julia to cover for me, and that's not to be conceited, but once again, back to the business aspect of it, I can't just have anybody cover for me. I already made a reputation. There's expectations
of the fans and the bar owners. So she's with 22N now filling in. And 22N is like one of the premier cover bands in the area.
100.
They call themselves the ultimate party band, and they're playing the packed houses.
Yeah.
And they're getting a good
I love Chris Gurton. Great
Chris Gurton's a great bass player. And as a bass player, you know, I like to talk to other bass players and kind of figure out, you know, what they're doing. And the one thing I've learned by talking to guys like Chris is less is more. You know, when I first started out, like most guitar players, you know, big pedal board and all these things I don't even know how to use.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to have this. Now it's like, you know what? I got a little tuner that goes on the clip of my head. What do you call those things? You know, like a little
the
snarks. And then I have like no pedals anymore, and I have a little bit compression built into my head. So like I'm good. Like, you know,
that's all you need.
But Chris is like, you know, he's one of those guys. There's so many good bass players here. Oh my God.
So now that I'm doing the Latin influence stuff, I'm playing a lot of other rhythms, you know, if you may, that are not necessarily your classic rock or blues kind of beats. And when my bass player is not there, that's the one thing that is the most annoying, because it's like, now who can play those rhythms? Because now this is my show. Or I know enough music to say, okay, we're gonna have to go straight up
Right.
country and
Yeah.
rock today. So this one time we're playing at O'Leary's and I had forgotten that Randy told me that he couldn't be there. So now it's just me, Thorson, and my percussionist. And Thorson says, I was just talking to Chris and he's off today. It was like 5:30. We're supposed to start at 6. And I was like, there's no way he's going to come play with us. I was like, I can ask him. And he showed up. It was like 5 minutes till 6. And then I tell him, do you think you can do some of these beats? And we kind of explain to him, it's just a little behind. Like, we're going to do this like that. When I tell you, that guy nailed it.
Right.
Nailed it to the
Yep.
point that even my percussionist, who doesn't speak English, he probably told him what he thought was like, you were good or something, you know? And same thing that I told you, Chris told me, Bri, my face hurts from smiling so much. He's like, I had to think, I had to use, like, he has the knowledge. He's got like a jazz master's or something like that.
No, there's
But
no doubt.
he was so good and so happy. I love
You know, he
Chris.
plays a piano in a dueling piano thing on Wednesday nights with another fantastic musician, Todd.
I don't know, Todd.
Yeah. So these guys are like amazing piano players and they feed off of each other and
That's
it can be
awesome.
fun. It can be comical. They're just so good. Todd Adams.
Are they doing this at the Big Top?
Yeah. So the Big Top on Fruitville every Wednesday.
Yeah, I
And
have
it's
some
like
on
reservations
Wednesdays.
only because you just can't walk in there and expect to see those cats
Oh.
because it's such a popular thing that you got to call ahead and get,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get a
yeah,
reservation.
yeah. That's good for them, and and they deserve that. And Chris can sing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I love.
You know
playing
what?
with
He
him.
was a great addition to 22N.
Yeah.
Because he was with Kettle.
Yep.
And Chris will also still play. You'll still see him popping around when 22N is off, which is rare
Right.
because those cats play like 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
You'll see him at maybe Stottlemyre's with that band or something. So he's one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's played with
good.
me a few times, and we love having him. He's really very talented. And another one on the business aspect, that's just a professional musician. At the end of the day, they have a craft and they know what they're doing with it.
You know, again, we could have a whole episode on talented musicians here, drummers, bass players. Have you ever seen K Love perform?
K Love. Why does that sound familiar?
Kim Lovering. Okay, so I'm going to go back up a second and I'll let the viewers know this. So the women who rock the Suncoast,
Right.
okay, a couple years ago, I decided, you know what? Let me get all the female performers together for a photograph.
I remember that.
And you were there.
And thank you for having me.
Right.
Yeah.
You had to be there. I mean, I had people come from far away to
Yeah.
be there. It was there was only maybe 2 women that couldn't make it that should have been there. Yaya and somebody else that just couldn't make it. But nonetheless, it's a great photo. I still have it. It's my screensaver at the office.
Nice. Yeah, it was a great time.
And the premise that I had was that, and so Kayla was there. So you met her without even remembering you met her. In fact, I think you might have even been sitting next to her. So I think
Okay.
you were on the right.
Yeah, that's why it
maybe
sounds familiar. Like, I'm like, maybe I did meet her.
Her band is phenomenal. I'm going to go back to Suncoast Women in a second. Caleb's band is so freaking good. Her bass player is one of the best singing bass players I've ever seen.
Nice.
And he could be running American Idol. Like he could be the band leader there. He's that good.
Oh,
In that kind of music, you need a good bass player.
they are the backbone to our music. The rhythm session is important.
Especially anything with a Latin flair. The percussion is huge, right?
And that's what I feel that Randy has been with me for 13 years, and we've done it all, duos, trios, and the whole classic rock, you know, with your country and your blues, the pop. We've done all of that. But we never had the chance to do the Latin versions of a lot of these songs. And he's Cuban and I'm Puerto Rican. So when we brought Carlitos on board, which we call him Charlie Navarro now, we gave him an artist name. I saw the change in Randy that he deserved nonetheless, because a drummer and a bass player kind of, you know, they work together. And I saw like this inspiration, if you may, in him. Like, I'm like, yeah, you like this. This is the rhythms that you want to be a part of. And like I said, it has been better than I expected it to be. And I think that we're going to stay here for a little bit.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you're still at Blase, right? Cafe
Blase on Fridays.
So tell us about that venue. So again, another very touristy thing. Siesta Key Village, right?
Yeah.
Lots of people coming and going. You'll certainly have regulars, but then you'll have a lot of new faces there. How do you change? Do you still more or less the same music? Do you change it up for that venue at all?
Nope. Same type of music. And especially there, we started it once a month last year with that style of music. And it went over so well, they offered us every Friday. So I left Marina Jack because I wanted not the menu venue, not to play this kind of music where I want people to dance and be a part of. So I said, I'll leave you the Tuesdays and I'll give you Saturdays at O'Leary's, was the deal that I made with Marina Jack. So because I'm not going to burn my bridges either, and Marina Jack has been a great venue for me. And for fans that come and see me every 6 months, the snowbirds, they come and go, and they come to those same venues looking for you.
Yeah, of course they do.
So I went to Blasé, and Blasé is an open-minded venue, like the patrons there, they go there and they know there's going to be music. They have music every day.
Bobby Schneck.
You
know Bobby?
I love Bobby.
I love Bobby because he plays obscure classic rock.
I love Bobby.
Like he plays things like second side of an album that no one knew existed. the third song. I'm like, how'd you know?
He's definitely a character. And even though, I've heard him perform because me and Bobby met like at Pops a long while ago. And it's just his humbleness. There's just something about Bobby that you
did you see the interview with him here on this?
No.
Go back and watch it because
I need to.
That guy's got a lot of cred, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're right. He's a super nice, humble, sweet guy. But that guy's played with some major people.
Yeah.
And has done some major tours.
Yeah. I know. And that's what makes him so special. And I just love him. And he's very outspoken. This is me kind of person, and I'm the same.
I ran into him on Siesta Key. He likes to ride his bike around.
Yeah.
And he just finished doing a show, and sometimes he'll do doubles, even triples.
He's
done triples.
He's crazy. He's crazy.
He did like a Pops, then he did like a Captain Kirk's, and then he did like something else.
He's crazy.
But you guys, your group of people, I'll throw Dana Lawrence in that mix. You guys are staying very busy on Siesta Key Village because you got Gilligan's, right? You got Captain Kirk's. Scob. Hob.
The Hub, yeah. I did years ago. I played for Daiquiri Deck for like 6 years when I couldn't get gigs and when I didn't know the musicians yet. It was just me and my guitar. Randy would come with me every once in a while. He really didn't care for Siesta Key. He hated the traffic. And the tourists can be, you are back from music. They're there for the daiquiris or to get drunk or to come off drunk off the beach. Some days were better than others. But that's where I wanted to be. And back to the way that I grew up, when I started playing guitar when I was 12, 13 years old, my mom, we would literally go, this might not be good now because we would drink a lot when I was young, and I didn't know that I was going through the school of life. My mom drank and she would take me to the bars with her, and she drank for free because I would sing all night long. And now I see that. Back then, I loved it. I couldn't wait to get home from school to go to the bar just because I wanted to go play.
But what were you singing back then? Like, because we talked about this earlier.
Bohemia, a lot of old school music.
So were the patrons at that particular bar older men and women?
Yep.
So they really dug on that?
Oh, yeah. I still I play some of that music here, and if I have Latino followers or Latino people that I see, there's some Spanish-speaking people, I sing some of those old school songs that their parents used to listen to, and the reactions are great. It's nostalgic. So I love that. I love to do that through my music.
Now, what do you do when you're playing a venue? Let's say a bunch of girls come in. Maybe it's like a bridal shower or a wedding party, and they're drunk. Like when we used to play Island Time, Anna Marie Island, there was always like large groups of women, like renting a place on the beach. That maybe they're from Tampa, and they were having a great time, and they wanted to hear Taylor Swift and certain things that more geared towards their age. What do you do for that crowd?
So I've learned over the years that you have to be ahead of the game. So I am proactive. So when I see this, like I would say, for example, my tip jar is a box. So I would say, and my fans know this, like if you guys have any request, we don't take requests. Requests create disappointment, and we're here to have a good time. But I have a suggestion box. You can bring me your suggestion. If I know it, we'll play it. And if I don't, nobody's feelings get hurt. And we're just going to go on. And people need to be respectful of your art. And it's up to you to do that. And I've had I had a lady come on stage, basically come on stage to talk to me, to ask me for a song. We've
Yeah,
all been through this
sure.
while you're in the middle of singing
Right.
something. And I'm only human. Some days are better than others, and maybe she caught me on a bad day. And I remember saying something a little sharp to her because she did it twice.
Yeah.
So at first I was nice, and then I was like, you can't
There's boundaries.
demand things of the band. You know,
Yeah.
we're not a jukebox. They got up and they left. After they left, I said to the rest of the crowd, after 15 years playing here, I've learned one thing. Some tables will have to leave. You can't, and you cannot
Can't please everybody.
You can't. You cannot.
So you would hate playing the Gator Club because it gets really, really young, and
Demanding,
really, really
and
they try to get up on stage, and the security used to be better there than it is. There used to actually be a guy that would like throw people up the stage. Now they're like they don't. So I have to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the bass, but now they come with their phone.
Push kicks.
Now they come with
Yeah,
their
they go
phone,
like this.
and they write like the song on the phone, or maybe you can put a picture of it so like you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
And it's always some strange request. It's never like Tom Petty or something like it's always
Right,
some
right.
Pink Floyd.
Something you've never heard
Comfortably
before.
numb.
or
I'm like,
something.
dude, we're like in the middle of it's a nightclub and we're dancing. We're playing like our 80s dance set. You
Yeah.
wanna hear
So now, see, a Gator Club, to your point, is a venue that I wouldn't pursue because I know that my show is not for the Gator Club. And that's something else that I've done. I've stopped putting myself in situations that I know, like, hey, you know what? I don't have the dance music. I don't have the vibe for this venue. So I'm not even going to reach out, like, just because I'm looking for gigs. I'm thankfully past that point now. And hey, people know what I bring to the table. And that's
Do you
what
book your own gigs?
Yes.
And are you happy with your schedule? I mean, could you take on more work?
I wouldn't. I used to.
But you're good with your current situation?
Yeah.
How do you feel about getting gigs with like corporate events, HOAs? Are you open to those things?
I've done them. They're a pain sometimes, They and at the end of the day, a lot of those gigs pay you to be back from music, and that's why you have to make it worth your time, Are you gonna leave your fans behind to go make a little extra money? Sure, because I'm there every week, which is what happens with me. I have venues that I have residencies with. So if I pick up a wedding or a private event or something like that, I'm gonna play on a yacht here at the end of June, and it's great money. How can you say no? And if your fans love you and support you, they're gonna understand that you're not
Right.
gonna be there that week because you're growing your business.
Do you keep your Saturdays open? Like, do you have an occasional Saturday or like? So if something comes up, you have to then say, all right, let me see if I can get out of my current residency
Yeah.
for that date.
Because I learned also when I decided to quit my day job in 2017, it was one of those things like I cannot not have work on this
You need
calendar.
revenue. What was your day job?
I did human resources was the last thing I was doing.
What was that?
Human resources. I worked for a racetrack,
Okay.
gas station racetrack,
Yeah.
at corporate level.
Yeah.
All the new hires had to come spend 4 days with me, and I
Sure.
decided if they were gas station material or not.
Right.
Because there's more to it than just that,
HR is very popular.
And I'm good with people, and I think that's why I was successful. Honestly, if I would have not been able to do the music thing, I probably still would be working for them. They were a great company. I made great money, but I love music. I love
Do
singing.
you remember the day that you finally made that decision? I'm quitting my job and I'm going full-time music.
I remembered because I had just gotten divorced. And I was like, I'm quitting my day job because for years I had my direct deposit going to her account. So when I quit, when I divorced her and I see all this money in my bank account, I was like,
It wasn't going anywhere.
I'm going to quit. I'm just going to go full time. Now I have time to do my music.
Sure.
And it was a beautiful relationship. I was married to a Mexican lady for 9 years. And it was a beautiful stepping stone in my life. We went off on she wanted to have kids and I wanted to be a rock star. And now that's
Did you
what
ever
we did.
remarry?
No, but I have been in a 9-year relationship now with my current girlfriend. That it's a great support in my life as well.
Yeah. So now that's a great pitch here. So when you have a spouse, are they coming to every show, or do they came to so many now that they're like, you know what, I'm good, have fun, I'll see you when you get home?
Yep, that's exactly how it works. And at least for my girlfriend now, she knows what shows are important to me. If I do something new and she wants to be a part of it, she's there, But at the end of the day, this is also, am I gonna give you $50 to go spend out of the 300 that they're gonna pay me? Like where is the balance? If we go to every gig, there's a financial thing that comes with that. You can't just sit there for 4 hours.
Right. Do you like to drink when you perform?
Always.
And is it usually before, during, or after? Like, how do you judge it?
I am I don't know. I most people may think of me as every time they see me I have a beer in my hand or a Jack Honey, and they're not wrong.
Do you disguise it?
I don't.
Do you put it in a like some musicians will put it in like like it looks like a
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I sometimes
Yeti?
if I have a Bri Rivera cup because I have the branding thing, I'll have my days that I bring my Bri Rivera cup. Usually has Jack Honey
Yeah.
in it. There's
No,
no
that's
water
smart. Nobody
in
would
it.
know what's in it.
But for the last 15 years, people know that, and literally they'll come and buy me around or whatever. However, I do like one beer per set. So like I was saying,
So is
like
beer your choice to have on stage?
and Jack Honey, both.
Yeah, because I like Jack and Diets,
Yeah.
but the only problem is that it always either falls off my amp or I'm too lazy to bend down. When I
So
have my
here's the
guitar on
thing:
pick
you
it
have
up.
to get one of the ones I have. I have a fish rod holder that goes on my mic stand, and it holds both my Jack Honey and my beer.
That's funny.
So,
Oh, you just reminded me of something. So John Entwistle one time had a bottle and had like a straw on the microphone. So he can go like this or he can go like that.
that is so
And
funny.
suck the straw.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, I feel that as long as your drinking doesn't affect
Right.
your performance, because that's one thing. And that's why a lot of these venues, back in the day, they'll give you a tab or here you can drink and eat all you want. And then the bands will bring their whole families and put them on that
Yeah.
tab. You can't do that. You got to respect the
Yeah.
venue too.
Right.
You know, there's a give and take. So I've always told my guys, like, we're not there to get drunk.
Right.
We're there to perform. They're gonna give us a couple
But
of
I
drinks.
think
That's that.
one or two drinks actually might enhance your performance. For an example, I can sometimes have anxiety or stress from my day job or just life in general.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I get up on stage and I'm not smiling because maybe the PA took forever to set up or maybe this isn't working. So like because I'm that guy also in the band, you know?
Yeah.
So a drink just puts me back to like, okay, I'm K Rock. I'm here to have fun, entertain.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's how I use it. But I try my best. Usually it's by the end of the show, I don't want anything to do with liquor because I'm so dehydrated. I'm
Fair.
usually sucking down as much water as I can get my hands on.
Yeah. It goes back to when I was 12, 13 years old, and I drank. I started drinking really early because it was a style. It was a lifestyle. And I was like, okay, at some point I was like, okay, everybody's drinking for free and I'm over here singing. I want one of those, you know? So next thing you know, I didn't realize that even though for a period of time I was angry at my mom because I was like, what the hell? Like you should have put me like in a school or something. But in her naiveness too of me being her first daughter, she was young, whatever it may have been. Now I understand that she actually was the mother I needed her to be. Because look at what I do for a living now. And how do you think I learned how to deal with those crowds and with these drunk people? It's because I've been doing it.
Is it safe to say that you're very happy right now and you're living your best life?
Amen.
Right?
100%.
So here's a great question I can ask you and give me fast answers. Give me 3 reasons why you love Sarasota.
Oh my God, the people. Honestly, I don't need 3 reasons. It's the people. There's just something about this town.
I like the way it's laid out. I like that you could be on a beach and then you can go and there's horse farms and there's
Yeah.
orange groves.
Yeah. And it's true to where I come from in Puerto Rico. It's very similar to where I grew up in because of the community sense. Like, and now after 15, 16 years gigging around, I could walk in anywhere and somebody knows me.
You're like a local celebrity.
And that is a home thing, you know?
You know, you should be in my I Love Sarasota video. You should be in there because for like a second, you know how we're going to like highlight people in Sarasota? Like Twinkle might want to be in that.
Yeah.
All right. So food. Let's talk about your favorite places to eat. Do you go to the Columbia because do you like Cuban food there or is it like too touristy for you?
If I must be honest, my place to go eat is a hole in the wall on 17th Street and 301. There's a Circo there. And there's a place called La Guadalupana. It's the only Spanish place, it's Dominican owner, Jose Vasquez. And I've been going there since I came here on vacation in 2007.
Is it a sit-down restaurant or is it like a takeout
It's
place?
it's a sit-down, but it's it's a small place. It's a small place, but their food is amazing and it's
It's like some old
it's like
lady
a home.
cooking it in the back.
Yep.
You know, type of
The
thing.
owner literally is always there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's that's my go-to. Um, and when I go to try flavors like from my roots, Latin Quarter. I love the Beniva location of Latin Quarters. They have amazing soup there, like the hangover cure. It's definitely there. Um, and I like sushi and stuff like that. So I like also Beniva sushi ramen. They're open late. They're up until like 2 in the morning. So I've gone there countless nights after a
Well,
gig.
as musicians, right? Waffle House
Yeah.
was my go-to
Exactly.
for many, many years until I realized I got to stop eating that stuff.
And this place, Sushi Ramen, is hilarious because they have karaoke, like do it yourself. Like it's always there. So my girlfriend loves it too. We go there 1 in the morning, order 2 rolls of sushi, and there's some random person singing karaoke. It's an experience. So I love that.
Does
place.
your band or you as a performer, do you ever get up to like the Tampa, St. Pete area, Clearwater?
So we've been playing once a month in St. Pete now. We're doing a place called Copa. It's like an Afro-Cuban place. And they do music on Sundays. And it's at one of those venues as well that is very small. You would think that it's like, oh my God, I have to play so quiet. But it's almost like a listening room. People really go there to they talk really quiet. They want to
great.
hear you. And yeah, they've been great. So, but other times, and in this industry, these guys are paying you the same, let's say. And now you got to drive an hour to go over there. So do you want to do it for the business and the improvement and the exposure of it? Or, so there's got to be a balance. So I stay here 4 or 5 times a week. And
Yeah, do you
I'll
also
venture.
so I assume you live in the Sarasota area as well?
Yeah, I live right downtown.
So it's easy for you to get to your gigs?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some gear. So like you bring your own PA, and
Yep.
you manage it yourself. Inner ears, you use a wedge monitor.
I used to do in-ears. I miss them actually. But with transition, this last couple of years too, we just bought a bunch of new stuff. Shout out to a couple of fans that have been very generous over the years. They've helped us buy gear. They always want to know what we're doing, and make us better really. So we moved on to the Behringer, and we went with that. But we're using the wedges now. Everybody got their own little monitor on the floor. My bass player Randy went to school to the St. Pete College and did a sound engineering degree, like a 2-year thing. So he's very good at setting us up, setting up the mics. And we have this thing where I'll show up early to the gig and I run the cables and set everything up. And then at the end of the night, he'll pack it up because I'll be talking to people
Yeah,
or
that's
something
cool.
like that. But he's done great. He's helped me a lot now that we have all this new gear. These last 2 or 3 years, it's been more of a team where he also runs my social media. His girlfriend does she's like my assistant. She takes care of my contracts and my invoices.
Nice.
Other things that bands should do with venues. Write up contracts. You
Right.
don't like getting canceled? Write up a contract
Right.
or protect yourselves. Have insurance. They're gonna ask you for it. So there's
Sure.
those little things.
How about your instruments on stage? What are you playing?
So I have a little thin body Ibanez that I love. It's a nylon string. Now that I'm doing more of the Spanish and the stuff and the rhythms, that guitar works really well with that. But I have a Taylor. I think it's a 240C, like a Koa body Taylor, big Taylor. I love that guitar. I put stainless steel frets on it because I press so hard you can see my fingers.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
You look like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I play so much and I have a strong grip. It's almost like nothing I can do about it. When I grab it, I grab it. And I used to wear down my frets. Like I took it to 7C one time and the guy said, I've never seen something like this. Like, what are you doing? I said, well, how can you help me? And they put stainless steel frets on there. It was awesome.
So final 2 questions. The first one's before we ask about your social media and how people can find you and learn about you, I want to ask you, give me a reason or 2 why people should come see you that never saw you before. What can they expect?
Something different. You can expect songs that played in a way that you probably couldn't even imagine. And if, a lot of people here like to dance or they like the Spanish rhythms, I know they take Zumba lessons or they go try to dance. If you want to dance to some new rhythms and listen to, just refreshing, something different, I think you should totally come and check us out. People tell me I'm a great vocalist. I hate to talk about myself and like come and see me or hear me sing. You know, I'm great, but that's the word on the street. So I say, you come check it out.
Come check it out if you haven't already.
Exactly.
And finally, how can they contact you? How can they see where you're going to be?
Definitely BriRivera.com.
So let's spell that out. for people.
BriRivera. BriRivera.com.
Okay.
That's the best way.
And then what about, are you on Facebook, X?
I'm on Facebook,
Instagram?
Instagram, and TikTok. Those are our main social media platforms. But I would say, at least as far as our schedule goes, our website is the most accurate. As far as you can see the addresses, the times, the dates, and stuff
Yeah,
like
because
that.
I used to use Go Tonight, and then I had it tied into my website. So whenever I typed in the Go Tonight, it automatically populated to my website.
Yeah.
But I've kind of gotten away from Go Tonight now.
They're kind of gone or something.
Well,
something's
no, they're
happening
still
with
there.
them?
It's not as user friendly, and it's more difficult now.
I see.
So I don't like Facebook for reasons we talked about before the show, but I have to have a presence there because between the podcast show and then the Jacked Up Band, there's a lot of information that.
See, and that's something I did. Like, I also don't care so much for social media my personally, mostly because we're already out here. Like, we are exposed all the time. So my personal life and the social media is like every once in a while. So what I did is I gave Randy those tools for him to do that. Not just because it's helpful, but it's also made him, it's like an investment. Like, you are in this as well. It's not just me. And it'll give you a sense of ownership of like, hey, we're doing this together. And it has worked out. It's worked out immensely that we work it out like that.
So we're taping right now on a Wednesday. This show will probably come out on a Friday. Where are you going to be this weekend?
I'm going to be at Blase on Friday.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to be tonight. I'm at Waterside, but that doesn't matter for the...
We used to play Waterside. That's a fun place.
Yeah, tonight's the last one. It's their finale.
The food trucks or something they do?
Yeah,
or something like that?
yeah, the cornhole and all of that. Yeah, we're going to be there tonight to close it out. Tomorrow, I'm at Cafe in San Armand Circle. Friday, I'm at Blase, 6 to 10. Saturday, I'm at O'Leary's, 6 to 10. And Sunday, we are at the Sneaky Tiki.
Wow, look
from
at you,
6 to
man.
10.
Do you ever have voice issues where you have to rest your voice? Or like?
So just yesterday, because I know you can hear it right now, I'm exhausted, but it's because I did all that traveling. I was in Puerto Rico Thursday. I flew back on Friday. I came back from Orlando on Saturday. I played a show at O'Leary's. Then I was on a boat all day on Sunday. So the sun and the traveling definitely did a number on me.
Is it safe to say that your voice, because you sing so often, you have a strong voice and it's like you don't really get sick?
Yeah. And I smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm a heavy marijuana smoker, and that's also something that everybody knows. Like,
No, but here's the thing about marijuana smoke, because I like to smoke a little grass too. But now that there's edibles, wouldn't that protect your throat from that hot smoke?
No, I like smoking, especially I smoke like before a show. I like to smoke because if you remember, marijuana gives you cotton mouth, that infamous cotton mouth. And for me, it works beautifully because I can just blah, 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 and I feel like I have this dry space where with my honey and my ultra, it's just the
So you have a
ultimate
formula.
combination.
You created a formula that works for you.
It's the
All right,
ultimate
Bri.
combination.
Well, with that, we're going to say thank you for coming in. For
you
those
for
who have
having
not
me.
seen you yet, I highly recommend
Thank you.
they come see you. They can go to BriRivera.com,
Yeah.
learn about all your dates. Do you have any merch in there for sale or any?
We're working on a shop online because we used to carry a lot of stuff, but we don't anymore. We're running out of space in our cars, but definitely coming soon.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Bri, I'm so happy you were here. It took a year to get you here, but
Thank you for having
this
me.
is going to be a great episode, and we'll see you soon.
Right on.
All right.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you. Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment.